This is Talking Faces, and we're back with another video. Today, I just want to speak a little bit about the dynamics between Kenya, Nene, and Cynthia, and Candy, too. This past week episode on Sunday, we really got to see Nene be really vulnerable, and they normally don't show that side of her. I've been watching the show ever since, it started. So, I know she has that side to her. They just don't like to show it because I think they like to make her the villain in the show. That is clear to me now. Also, Cynthia, the things that Nene said, I kind of touched on it in a earlier video I did about, I can really see, and if you're really open-minded, you should be able to see some of the things that she's saying about Cynthia. Cynthia is very sneaky, and Cynthia, she's down for the bull, but she wants to appear like the innocent one, like throwing the rocks and then hiding her hand, and Cynthia, Kenya kind of outed her on that, and she didn't like that. Also, have you noticed that when she gets upset with Kenya, she forgives Kenya so easily. When her and Nene had a much longer relationship, and it was clear to me that Nene really valued their friendship, and Cynthia is just like over it now. She has I guess Candy and Kenya, and then her new man, Mike. So she kind of feels like, I guess, I don't need to be friends with her. But I don't know if you guys remember, like, when Real Housewives of Atlanta, first came on, and everybody loved Nene and Cynthia's friendship. And what I noticed was, I'm not saying that Cynthia was not a good friend. I do believe Cynthia was a good friend to Nene at one point, and I believe that Nene was a good friend to Cynthia as well. I think she was a really good friend to Cynthia. But what I noticed, and I just remember this from watching the show, to me, when I saw Cynthia change was when there was a point in time, I can't tell you everything what happened. You can go back and watch the episodes or whatever. But when Kenya came on the show, from the moment Kenya came on the show, she just like wanted to take over the show. That's just the real. I don't really care for Kenya. I'm not going to lie to you about that. Make no bones about that. I don't care for Kenya. Kenya is not a very nice person, and she's an unhappy person. And it's clear she's a very damaged individual, and she really needs therapy. And she's one of those people that is miserable and want everybody to be miserable. That is so clear. Anyone that doesn't see that, you might want to reevaluate yourself, because that's who she really is. Nene, from the very beginning when the show started, Nene has always been down to earth to me, and the realest person on the show, and I think she still is the realest person on the show. But as her light began to shine, the ladies on the show, I think a lot of them became jealous, and since that's when the dynamic started to change. And then at one point, everybody again was, kind of against Nene, and she was on an island all by herself. And that's when I saw the relationship with Cynthia and Nene shift. And the reason I say that is because I could see what was going on. Cynthia was worried about her position on the show. If you guys go back and watch those episodes, people have always thought Cynthia was boring. They just have. These are just facts, okay? And at one point, I think I remember she was concerned that they may cut her from the show. And a lot of the ladies they had issues. All of them had issues. So it wasn't just Nene. They were all getting into it with each other, mad at each other. But then it just seems like when things is Nene, like she said, and I'm not just saying this because she says it, it's what I actively see. When she does things, it's worse than if somebody else does it. If somebody has to apologize, they can just apologize. But Nene, oh my God, she have to walk a mile to apologize, and go through everybody. It's almost like she have to ask everybody for their forgiveness, and that's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But during this time, Cynthia was concerned that Nene was either gonna leave the show or they may not ask her back, and that's when she initiated a relationship with Kenya. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch it, because I just was thinking one day, now how did her and Kenya get so close? And then I remembered it was because there were some issues going on back then, and she was worried about Nene maybe not being on the show, and she was worried about her position on the show. And then that's when she friended Kenya. That's what happened. So to some degree, I think Cynthia is she's kind of like an opportunist, kind of, sort of a bandwagon person. Anything she has to do to for her to stay on the show. Point blank period. That's just how I see it. And once she got Kenya, then she was like, I don't need Nene anymore. She was just ready to cast her to the side or whatever. And it's clear that Nene still, she still longs for their friendship, because they were really friends a long time. Her and Marlo is friends, but she, they really had a real friendship, and it really, really meant something to Nene. I'm not saying it didn't mean anything to Cynthia, but I don't know. Now it seems like maybe it meant more to Nene did Cynthia. And you have to remember too that part of the reason that Cynthia and Nene will never be able to come together, in my opinion, is long as Cynthia is friends with Kenya and Candy, it's just not gonna happen, because these are two people that have never liked Nene. And let's just keep it real, they have never liked this woman from the very beginning. Even before Kenya was on there, just think about her relationship with Candy. Candy has never liked Nene. There's a reason for that. Candy is one of those people, she felt like she was the star in her own right before she even came on the show. And she felt like Nene became big and she didn't deserve it. And that's just how it appears to me. And I think that bothered her. And I think to a large degree she was kind of jealous of that, because I think she was thinking that all the shine she should be getting it. She should be getting all the attention, when it wasn't her. It was Nene. So she's never liked Nene. Never liked Nene. Kenya, from the very beginning, Kenya wanted that spot Nene has. So she has never liked Nene either. So as long as these two ladies are friends with Cynthia and Nene's relationship will never be rekindled or healed because of these two people. So that's about it on that. Also, I was reading some comments and watching some other videos, and people were saying, oh, Nene's not relevant anymore. She didn't have anything going on. She's boring. I'm sorry. Everybody has their opinion, but I know you guys can't be saying this woman is boring. She is not boring. As a matter of fact, she is one of the most interesting people, if not the most interesting person on that show. And she has, other than Portia, she really has a, a, a playful personality. And she just looked like she's a fun person to be around. I also believe that Portia is a fun person to be around, and Marlo as well. I love Marlo. Marlo is fun. I love the relationship that Nene and Marlo have. I love that. I love their friendship too. I think Marlo is a really good friend. Also, if you remember when Nene and Marlo fell out, that had to do with Kenya too. I mean, you need to just thinking about it. The one person that is the common denominator in their when Nene really falls out with someone, it's either Kenya or Candy. Predominantly Kenya. I mean, she is the one common denominator. And once Marlo figured out what it was, the hate that Kenya really had for Nene, then that's when Kenya and Marlo's friend ended, and she became back friends with her friend Nene. And ever since then, I don't think they've had any problems. Like any friends, they get upset sometimes, but it's nothing that would end their friendship. I think they have a really good friendship. I really like their friendship. Candy, sometimes I look at Candy on this show, and Candy really seems like she's unhappy, and she don't really have anything to be unhappy about. In the past maybe she did, but seems like she's got her baby, she's got her husband, she's a very successful, woman, but she comes off very hateful. She really does. Like, let's talk about this Lions and Tigers brunch they had or whatever. Candy is so condescending. Also, she's two-faced. She'll act one way when she's in your presence, and then when they cut to the one-on-one where they're talking, I mean, just look at all the little jabs she was trying to take at Nene, and the little, nasty things that she was saying. She has never liked Nene. I'm telling y'all, this woman has never liked her. Never. From the beginning, she didn't. Just like Kenya. Portia, I'm a little bit surprised at Portia because I like Portia, and I think Portia also kind of let Candy and Kenya and Cynthia kind of affect the way her and Nene's relationship is, because I mean, Portia just didn't strike me as just a Debbie Downer. So she just seems like she's bubbly, she's happy all the time. So I really hope they kind of repair their friendship as well, because they were close at one time too. Marlo deserves a peach. If they get rid of Nene, well, they got rid of her. Well, she left before and the ratings were okay. They weren't that great. They got better when she came back, but they'll go down again because it'll be a lot of people that stop watching the show, because to me the show is really boring without her. Without her and Marlo. Like I said, to me the people that make that show is Nene, Marlo, and Portia. I have to admit, I do like Tanya now. I really like Tanya. I think she's a really sweet lady. She seems like she's a really nice lady and a genuine person. And I think Nene's genuine. I think Portia's a genuine person. I think Marlo is genuine. But I don't believe Candy is genuine, and nor is Kenya. I think Cynthia can be genuine, but around those two toxic people, it makes her toxic. They're the ones that's toxic, really and truly. But what else did I want to talk about as far as this goes? let's see. I really would like for them to. I wasn't a big fan of Phaedra, but you know, it would be interesting if they brought Phaedra back to the show. And oh, I know one other thing I wanted to talk about. Candy. Okay, Candy is the boringest. Oh, Candy is so boring. I mean, I don't see what people is interested in. She is a fantastic businesswoman, but she is so boring. I mean, the woman is boring. Other than this dungeon stuff that she does, and little drama with Mama Joyce, her mom, she really is boring. I would fire Candy. I would have fired Candy a long time ago because really and truly, Candy is very boring. And I'm hearing, the rumor is that she wants her own show. I could be wrong. I don't see anyone watching Candy's show. Nobody wants to just tune in every week and watch boring Candy and her boring family. I mean, because it's only so much arguing they can do with Mama Joyce. Come on now. And nobody really cares about if her husband, get into it. I mean, Candy just boring to me, straight up. She just boring. Now, I will say Kenya is entertaining. I will give Kenya that. She's entertaining. She's messy. She's messy and she hateful. So that's who the villain is on the show, to keep it real. She is the villain. I mean, because it's just clear. I mean, every time I ever see her in a scene, it's always something negative. She doesn't know how to just have a good time. She's always, throwing shots and throwing shade at people. I mean, just think about every scene you see her in, she is being nasty or shady. Kenya is. I can think of back on so many episodes where the girls would be hanging out and they would really be having a good time or whatever. I'm sorry, they don't have a good time like they used to have. They used to really have some good times. Now it don't seem like it's genuine. And like I said, Kenya is, no matter what they doing, Kenya, it has to be mean and nasty, throwing shade at someone. These are just facts, I'm saying, people. I mean, you need to really look and see what's going on and analyze this. And Andy can get rid of Nene if he want to. They're going to lose a lot of viewers. I'm sorry. Because, I mean, really and truly, when she's not on the show, I mean, it's boring. I mean, if I could watch Portia, Tanya, even Eva. I liked Eva for a while, but then I stopped liking her too, because she I don't know, she started to remind me of Kenya. I mean, who wants to be throwing shade all the time? When I watch this show, I like to see like a sisterhood and them having a good time, doing quirky stuff or whatever. Granted, you're gonna have some little spats or whatever. I mean, I understand that. That's to be expected, but I mean, it needs to be more positive than it is negative. And to me, it's just so negative now. It really is. And it stems from, some of the people that they have in the cast. In my opinion, this is just the way I see it. And I'm starting to see a lot of people starting to say that they see that side of Cynthia that Nene was talking about. They see it, because I saw it a long time ago. The reason I'm making this video, so y'all can just kind of reevaluate and just think back when their relationship first started to go sour, Cynthia and Nene. Also, think back when Kenya first came on the show. Cynthia has been a shit starter, messy, and just unhappy since she's been on this show. I mean, from the very beginning, this woman she's just not a happy woman. She said she wanted a baby. I mean, oh my God, I can't believe you. I can't tell you how many people I've heard. It's like, okay, Kenya's got a baby, she's different, and then I mean, I swear, like a month. Within a month, people were like, no, she's still the same old Kenya. Yeah, because she's not happy. She's damaged. She really needs therapy. It stems from, I think it just stems from her not feeling like she's loved and wanted. That's obvious. And misery loves company. She wants to be mean. Oh, and I watched one person. His name is, I guess, DJ Sky. He made a video. Was it DJ Sky or something? No, not DJ Sky. It might have been him. He made a comment about Nene's money or something like that. And I'm like, this woman that told y'all she not losing any money. And he was saying he didn't understand what was going on in her video. He didn't understand what was going on. I don't understand what he didn't understand. She was very clear in what she said. She said that they negotiate episodes. She negotiated in her contract. She negotiated set amount of episodes. She's in all of those episodes that she negotiates. She says any extra episodes, if they decide to put her in it, then that's bonus money. So when they're shooting, they probably shoot with everybody, but they choose which clips they want to use or which people they want to put in there. So if she got to be in more than the episodes she negotiated, then she would get more money. But she's getting paid for what she negotiated in her contract. So I wish everybody stopped talking about her not getting paid or whatever. And in her, if you watch her video, she was very upfront and real about what was going on. That's one thing, I like about her. She's just down to earth, and she just calls it the way it is, and most of the ladies don't do that. I think they try to pretend. But to me, she's real, just like from the first time I was introduced to her when I saw her on the show. She just seems like a real genuine person to me. Another thing I wanted to talk about, it's this other YouTuber that I watch, King of Reeds or whatever. It's clear that he hates Nene. I mean, because everything he says about her is like negative. And I don't understand how you could talk negative about her and not have nothing negative to say about Kenya. I don't know. It just strikes me. Anybody that really likes Kenya, I mean, maybe you're a little bit unhappy too, because Kenya is toxic. That's really who is toxic. Anyway, I think I'm probably gonna end it here. That's all I can think of right now. Kind of started to sound like I'm rambling a little bit because I was trying to think of other things that I wanted to say, but I really wanted to address some of these people that I'm hearing in their videos. Oh, one video I did watch was Justin Diego. I think he's really I think he's fair or whatever, and he's open-minded, and I watched his video, and his perception was a lot of the same way I felt about what I saw. He said in his video he was side-eyeing Cynthia too, but they're just on this Nene hate train. That's what it is. It's the Nene hate train. They hate this woman, and I think it stems from jealousy. I mean, some people have that it factor, and she has it. And sometimes when other people don't have it, they can be jealous and envious or whatever. And I really think that's what the situation is. I mean, she does have a big personality, but she's not a mean and nasty person. She's really not. So I don't know how people could say that. She's really not neat. The person I would say is mean and nasty is Kenya. Out of all the people that's been on this show, Kenya is mean and nasty. She's just a hateful person. And you know what? When you just go out of your way to be shady and mean and nasty, I mean, it starts to diminish the way you look. Because I always thought that she was a pretty lady, but now when I look at her, I don't know, she has a different look about herself. And I think it's because she's so mean and nasty, just hateful. You know? It shows up, and she looks like she's aging a little bit too, you know. And black usually don't crack, but she looks like she aging. It's that unhappiness and hatefulness is eating her up. That'll make you look old and ugly. So she might wanna think about that. Why she running around here being so hateful? It's gonna make her look old. And then, I mean, if you continue to be hateful like that, her little girl's gonna grow up and either be like her or not like her mother. So she might want to think about that too. Anyway, thanks you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta.